back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a Sephora haul, and as you can see from the title, I'm also going to be doing a little bit of a story time as to why I can no longer shop at Sephora. Not because of me, nothing that I did. It's a good story, so please stay tuned for it. I know you're probably more interested in knowing what I got from Sephora. So yesterday I dragged Steve along with me, which, by the way, award of the year for boyfriend of the year goes to Steve for dealing with me at Sephora at the mall. Good job, hun. So just like everybody else, I think I do a lot of my shopping online, and so I haven't gone to the mall in a really long time. So I wanted to go ahead and hit up Sephora at my local mall, and I dragged Steve along with me, like I said. So I got a couple things. I didn't go crazy at Sephora because, like I said in my February favorites, I'm really trying to save money because I want to get a new car. So I didn't go crazy, but I thought, you know what, I've been going crazy with freelancing, and I had a bridal show last weekend, so I thought, you know what, let me treat myself to some nice makeup goodies. Also, I am very casual today. As you guys can see, it's just one of those days where I wanted to do my makeup really nice and glam, but I'm like, I don't feel like putting on a nice shirt. You know what I mean? I thought this would be kind of fun to be more of like a laid back Sephora haul as well, so let's just go ahead and get into it. Alright, so the first thing that I repurchased, I'll just get it out of the way because it's my holy grail everything. I did get a new Anastasia brow definer in soft brown. This is by far my favorite brow product when it comes to doing the brows. I love the Brow Wiz, but I feel like when she came out with the brow definer, it just completely took over my Brow Wiz because I feel like it takes no time at all to do my brows. I usually outline my brows with the brow definer. I'm actually just going to leave it in the box because this is my backup, because my biggest fear in life is running out of brow product. I mean, does anyone else have that fear? Just me? I usually go in with the brow definer to outline my brows as well as fill in the tails because my tails, it sounds like an animal. And I fill in the tail of my brow because my hairs are pretty sparse at the end, so I like to fill it in with the brow definer. But I want to go ahead and repurchase a backup because this is my holy grail brow product ever for life. There you go. My desk is such a mess, I can't even put my new products on it. The next thing that I went ahead and get is I cannot talk today. The next thing I got is a new foundation, but it's actually not for me. I know, I had to buy something for my makeup kit. It's just makeup artist problems. So I got the NARS Sheer Glow foundation. This in light 3 in Gobi. I love the NARS Sheer Glow foundation, and then I realized last night when I got into bed, I forgot to buy the pump that you can buy with these foundations. So that's good, actually. You were at Sephora and you forgot to buy the pump. Wonderful. And I got a really light shade because the lightest shade that I have, I mean, I'll link for you guys my makeup collection for my makeup kit on the screen, the suggestions, and I'll also leave it down below for you guys. But the majority of the foundations I have are either Becca or NARS, and then for the summertime, I'm gonna get more matte foundations and everything like that. I just want to go ahead and get the foundations that I love the most now, if that makes sense. And the lightest one that I have in the NARS Sheer Glow is Punjab, I believe, and sometimes it's like a shade or two darker than some of my clients, so I wanted to get a lighter one. NARS Sheer Glow is definitely one of my favorite foundations. I'm actually wearing it today, coincidentally, and I think it just looks so beautiful on the skin, and it looks really beautiful in photography as well, so I love using this for my brides and everything like that. So I wanted to go ahead and get a lighter shade so I would be able to use this on a lot more people. So this is the NARS Sheer Glow foundation in Gobi light number 3. Sounds like either a mix between Dobby from Harry Potter and Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Okay, the next product that I got is this Bare Minerals lip gloss. This is in the shade Totally. Now, I did watch Jaclyn Hill's Sephora haul recently, and she talked about the one in the shade Groovy, I believe it was. But of course, when Jaclyn Hill says that, you know, the color green is the biggest thing, it gets sold out. You know what I mean? So I wanted to go ahead and see if they had it, but of course, like I said, they didn't. So I was looking at the other ones, and I saw this color, and I thought it looked really beautiful. So I bought it. And it's a really beautiful nude as well. I really like this color as well. Of course, since they didn't have Groovy, I wasn't able to swatch them next to each other. So as you can see, it's a really beautiful nude as well. And I feel like it looks really nice and opaque. The color's gorgeous. So I'm really happy that they actually had this color, or I saw this color next to it, because of course, I'm like, ugh, they don't have Groovy, of course. But then I realized that there was a Bare Minerals store right across the thing. So I could have just gone in there. Crap. But But I saw this color right next to Groovy and I thought it was really beautiful as well, so I went ahead and got it. I feel like I use kind of the same nude lip glosses all the time, whether it's Anastasia Undressed, or I love using the ColourPop Fairy Floss. I love using my Bite Beauty one in Rambutan or Honeycomb, or I think it's Honey actually. And so I just wanted to get a different nude. I just wanted to change up my nude lip gloss collection, so I went in with this one. This is the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Buttercream Lip Gloss, which reminds me of buttercream ice cream, which makes me hungry. And this is in the shade Totally. The next thing that I got is this Bite Beauty High Pigment Lip Pencil. This is in the shade Madeira. I got this because I love Kathleen Lights. The funny thing is, I always knew of Kathleen, but then I started watching her videos once I started to do my nails, like my gel nails every single time, and it's just I have to watch Kathleen every time I do my nails now. It's just, I have to do it. And she talked about this color in her February favorites, and I love the Bite Beauty crayons. I actually have two of these. I have one in a red and I have one in more of like a peachy color. And so again, I want to kind of change up my nude game, and this is so beautiful, so creamy. Look how pigmented that is. That's so gorgeous. Again, I will say I feel like she said it perfect in her February favorites, where this color, as you can see, it's really like a nice like a nudie pink, whereas on the canister or the pen, it shows that it's more of like a nude with a little bit of like a peachy in it. So no, I will say definitely I will agree with Kathleen that it is a really beautiful kind of nudie pink color, but I wanted to get it because she's been raving about it. And again, I kind of wanted to change up the nude lipsticks that I've been using here on my channel and just in general, because I pretty much use the same nude products all the time. So I wanted to go ahead and get this. She raves about it. She says it's one of her favorite nude lipsticks. They're such a great brand and I love all their lip products that I have. So this is the High Pigment Lip Pencil in the shade Madeira. Oh, damn. I just washed my hair too. Okay, so the next product that I have is this palette by Hourglass. Now this is an older product, but I love Hourglass stuff so much. I feel like their blushes are so gorgeous, and I actually have an Hourglass powder, but it's the lightest one, which I don't really know why, thinking now, I don't know why I bought the lightest shade when I'm not like very, very pale. And Anyway, that's a regret purchase I have. So this is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette, and it has 3 of their lighting powders in it. So it has dim light, incandescent light, and radiant light. Excuse me. So it looks like this. Like I said, this is an old product in the sense that it's been around for a while, and I always wanted to get it. I just never got it, obviously. But I love these Hourglass products. Like I said, it's one of my favorite brands that I have in my collection, but for some weird, crazy reason, I don't have that many of their products. My mom loves these Hourglass. My mom loves these Hourglass powders, and she always raves about how everyone really compliments her on her skin. So I thought it would be a good purchase to go ahead and get this one. I honestly was between getting these 2 shades, and I thought, okay, well, I'm not just gonna buy one, and what if I don't like that one? So I'll just buy the whole palette. That's my thinking. That's my thinking. Don't buy one, buy this one with everything. That's how you know you have a makeup addiction. I think they're so beautiful. They're so creamy, and they're not, I mean, like in the pan, like this one, it looks very, very shimmery, but on the skin, they look so, you're not gonna be able to see it on camera because I did it very, very lightly, but I feel like it just gives a really beautiful kind of filter to your skin and glow. And like I said, my mom gets so many compliments on her skin whenever she uses her powder. I think she has the Dim Infusion one, which is one up here. But yeah, I really want to go ahead and try these just to see how I like them for myself. So I want to go ahead and get the whole palette. Like I said, this has been something that I've been wanting for a really long time, so I just decided why not go ahead and buy it. Okay, I have this skincare product, which was actually, I was looking around and I was trying to find one product, and I turned around and this was there, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy it. So this is the Boscia Charcoal Deep Pore Exfoliating Peel Gel. Again, I've heard a lot of great things about this, and again, this was something that was not on my radar at all to buy at Sephora, but when I turned around and I saw it, I'm like, okay, I've heard a lot of great things about this, so I want to go ahead and try it myself. I'm a huge skincare junkie, so I always like to go ahead and try new skincare products. It works as a physical exfoliant and a chemical peel to deeply purify pores by removing dirt, oil, and dead skin cells. Ooh, I'm excited. Again, I'm a big skincare junkie, and I always want my skin to to look really good. I pretty much wear makeup on a daily basis, so when it comes to taking off my makeup and taking care of my skin, it's one of my #1 priorities. So I'm really excited to try this out. I love any kind of mask. I've never tried a peel. Actually, that's a lie right now. That's such a lie, oh my god. I've never tried something like this, I think, but I've loved doing, you know, masks and everything like that, so I know I probably will love it. Everyone else raves about it, so I'm really excited to try it. Again, this was a purchase that I really was not going into Sephora to get, but I saw it and I really want to try it, so I had to get a skincare product. I wanted everything makeup, but I had to get a skincare product. The next thing that I got is this highlighter by Tarte. Now, let me tell you, if I did not have self-control, which that's the biggest reason why Steve gets an award, because for me, seriously, I cannot buy myself anything. I'm such a weirdo. I don't know if anybody else is like that. I'm not in any way cheap, or I'm not cheap at all. It's just for me, I get like anxiety buying myself like a chapstick. Like, I don't like to buy myself things. I don't know why. It's just the way my mind works. But for Christmas, I bought Steve a $200 jacket, which I bought that in no time. I didn't even have to think about it. But for me, if I want like a tissue, I have to be like, wait a minute. Do I really need that tissue? Do I need to spend the 50 cents on a tissue for myself? I don't know. And of course, Steve, you know, he's dealing with me in Sephora, and I said to him, go to Brookstone across the thing, go sit in the massage chairs. And I texted him, and I'm like, hun, I feel like I'm gonna have like a heat stroke, like I'm getting really, really hot, and here it is, Tim, I want this massage chair. And I'm like, that's love. Real love. But anyway, back to my original story. If it was up to me, I would have spent all of my money on highlighters because I saw so many highlighters that I wanted to try, and again, if I did not have self-control, I would have probably bought them all. But I saw this one by Tarte. I was just going through each display and I saw this one. I honestly don't have that many Tarte products in my collection, which is kind of weird because I do like Tarte cosmetics, but I got this highlighter. This is their Amazonian Clay highlighter. I think it's a 12-hour highlighter, yes. And this is in the shade Stunner. I saw this and I thought it was absolutely gorgeous. There was 2 other ones next to it, but they were gone, so I tried this one out. I was actually between getting this one or the Smashbox and Casey Holmes collaboration that they did. They had that there at Sephora, and I was between getting the 2. And I went with this one because even though I thought the Smashbox one was absolutely beautiful, like the 2 colors in the gold palette were so beautiful, I was not a fan of the last one. I don't know if it was just because everyone was touching it and it was weird, but I just felt like the texture of it was really kind of gritty and I didn't like it. So I went ahead and got this one. This one is really gorgeous. Again, this one doesn't feel as creamy as a lot of my other highlighters, but the color was the thing that sold me. So I thought the color was absolutely gorgeous, so that's why I went with this one. Again, I loved the colors of the other one, but like I said, the last one I was not a fan of it. So I went with this one. I love highlighters. Like I said, I would have seriously bought every single highlighter in Sephora, but with my self-control, I decided not to. So this was my highlighter purchase from Sephora. This is in the shade Stunner by Tarte. And the last product that I got from Sephora, I was very happy about, and again, has another story to it. And this product, actually, they did not have on the display, and it was one of the main reasons why I wanted to go to Sephora, because I really wanted this, and they didn't have it, and I was about to check out, and I'm like, you know, hun, I'm like, the one product that I wanted, they of course don't have it. And he's like, why don't you ask? I'm like, well, if it's not up on the display, they're not going to have it. He went to the person and asked if they had the powder, and they went and found him one. I know, Steve's the best. So one of the main reasons why I went to Sephora was to get this. This is the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. I got this in the shade Translucent Light, and the reason why I got this is I am always on the lookout for an amazing powder. I did a video a while ago, as you guys know, Laura Mercier versus the La Mer powder, and La Mer actually won by a little bit, but I don't know what they did. But they discontinued the original powder, and I don't know if they came out with a new one or they reformulated it or whatever it is, but first of all, it's more expensive than the original, and people absolutely, they don't like it at all. So now I'm using my La Mer powder very sparsely, but I've gotten so many comments from you guys telling me that the Cover FX powder is so much better than the Laura Mercier. And that's what the girl said at Sephora as well. She's like, you know, this powder is better than the Laura Mercier. I'm like, that's what everybody's telling me. I gotta get it. So I'm so happy that Steve went and got this for me, because this was one of the main reasons why I went to Sephora, and I got so sad that they didn't have it on the thing. And thankfully, Steve, he ain't fooling around. He don't fool around for nothing. So I'm happy that they had one. I also tried out that new Luminous spray. I think it came out today, but it wasn't out yesterday, but I tried it. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. That will definitely be another one of my purchases. Alright guys, so that is it for my Sephora haul. Like I said, it wasn't too much stuff, but again, it was a lot of things that I really wanted to try, so I hope you guys enjoyed the haul. Now, onto a little bit of a story. So, like I said, I can no longer buy from Sephora, and it's not because I am really self-controlling myself. It is per Sephora's request. Let me explain. So it happened about 3 years ago, I would say. I was 22. Wait, am I 25? Yes, I'm 25. I'm gonna be 26. Gosh, I always forget how old I am. Do you guys do that? I was really in love with makeup, and of course, my mom and my aunt, especially my mom, really enabled me when it comes to buying makeup, because she wanted me to buy all these different brands and try out all these different products and just be able to explore and see what I loved, see what I didn't like, everything like that. Of course, I started buying my makeup from Sephora like everybody else in the world. So I would buy from Sephora, and of course I became a VIB Rouge member, and of course you guys are probably going to know what that means, but when you're a VIB Rouge member, that means that you have spent, I believe it's over $1,000 in like a year period. So I remember it was Christmas time, and again, it was Hourglass. Hourglass was really like one of the biggest talked about companies at the time, I remember, and everyone was loving Hourglass stuff, and so I wanted to go ahead and get, and I think my mom and I had purchased a couple of their blushes, and we really loved them. So I remember I got an email from Sephora that they were coming out with that ambient light blush palette. It had the 3 blushes in it, and so I saw the email for it, and I was like, oh my god, that looks so gorgeous. I remember my mom and I loved the blushes, so I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to get these palettes. Penny, I'm gonna have to put you down, even though you're the cutest darn little thing in the whole entire world. Called my mom, and I'm like, Mom, these Hourglass blush palettes are available right now just for VIB Rouge members, so I think we should get one. So it was Christmas time. My mom said, okay, I'm gonna get you one as well for your Christmas present, and I'm gonna get one for myself, which is very, very, very simple. And she said, okay, go ahead and get them, but put them on 2 separate cards, which is not, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to do, and or it's not the craziest, most outrageous thing you need to do, but okay, moving on, you'll find out later. 1 on one card, 1 on the other. Okay, wonderful, great. Can't wait to have that baby in my hands. About 5 days passed, and I'm like, wait a minute, I never got an email from Sephora saying that my blush palette shipped, and I'm like, that's kind of weird. So I went in my account, and I looked, and it said on both things, unsuccessful authorization. I thought, okay, that's kind of weird. I thought either I put the card in wrong or something happened on someone's end and it just didn't go through. So I went ahead and I called Sephora and I said, could you please let me know what's going on with this order status? Please let me know, because I really want this blush palette. And the lady's like, oh yeah, no, let me look into it for you. Let me look into it. 2 minutes later, she's like, excuse me, I can no longer talk with you. You are on a red flag list. I cannot tell you why you are on this list, but I can no longer talk to you. Thank you. Have a great day. And I was like, what? I called my mom and I'm like, Mom, there's a little bit of a problem. I honestly don't know what the problem is, but I'm on this red flag list. And no one can tell me why I'm on this list. I asked them, I was in complete shock, and I just hung up the phone and I called you. So later on, my mom calls again. They say they cannot tell us why I'm on this red flag list, blah, blah, blah. After going back and forth with them forever, my mom said to them, okay, if you can't tell me why I'm on this flag list, then I want my money back. And so they said, okay, you're gonna get your money back in 5 to 10 business days, which again, always reminds me of that meme, which is my favorite, with the guy that says, it's funny how it took 5 seconds for you to take the money out of my account, but I have to wait 5 to 10 business days for it to get back in. Mom and I were like, okay, we'll wait to see when it goes back in the account. So we waited every single day. I checked the card. I checked the card. I checked the card. My mom was like, did it go back in? Nope. Did it go back in? Nope. Finally, one day my mom's like, okay, if it doesn't go in tomorrow, then I'm going to call my bank and they're going to go after Sephora. Next day it comes around and no money went back in the account. Nothing had changed. But the only thing that was different was that the transaction had completely been erased from the account. So if we wanted the bank to go after Sephora, we had absolutely no proof. We actually called the bank and said, sorry, we don't see what you're talking about. This transaction is gone. And my mom and I were like, now there's nothing we can do. You know, it doesn't show on our end that the transaction went through. It doesn't show that we even made a purchase. So we had to eat $123, which was bad enough and annoying enough. But the most annoying thing was the fact that I did not know why I was on this list. No one could tell me. It's like, I want to buy a little, like a blush. I want to buy a blush. So long story short, they said that I could no longer buy from Sephora.com because every single time I did, my account was red flagged and they would never ship to my address again. I could shop at the store, of course, give them more money at the store, but I cannot shop online from the convenience of my home. You know what? I got over it. I was like, you know what? I'll find another place to get makeup. It's absolutely fine. But never knew why I was on this list. A couple months later, my friend Maria, so she went to a Sephora event, I believe, or a Sephora opening or something in her town, and she went up to a person, she said, you know, I have a quick question for you. Do you know what the red flag list is and how do you get on it? And the person said to her that it is because you take advantage of the free shipping, which is comical because I placed 2 orders in the same day and they're telling me I'm taking advantage of the free shipping, yet I give them my money and there's no problem with that. Honestly, it really doesn't make sense, but now I at least know why I'm on this list because I placed 2 orders and I took advantage of the free shipping. But I mean, then why do you offer that to people who are customers? Like, I really don't get it. But then the reason why I'm bringing it up in this video is because it happened again. I talked about it a while ago. I was in the hospital November 8th and my grandmother went in November 10th and she's still in the hospital to this day. Today is March 3rd and she's been in the hospital for 4 months. Our lives have been completely crazy, insane. You can only imagine. And so at Christmas, you know, even at 25 and my sister's gonna be 20 or my sister's 28, we still do Christmas presents. And this year was really special because it was my first Christmas with Steve and he was with my family on Christmas Day. And long story short, we still do presents. And this year with all the craziness, I really helped my aunt out with buying all the presents online. So I knew exactly what everybody was getting. I knew what I was getting. And the biggest thing that I wanted was makeup from Sephora because of the fact that I can't have it shipped to my house, obviously. But she always said to me afterwards, she's like, you know what? If you need something, let me know. I'll have it shipped here. And so for Christmas, the main thing I wanted was makeup for myself because I bought a lot of makeup last year for my makeup kit and I didn't really buy anything new for myself. So I was like, okay, like I just want a good amount of stuff from Sephora. Christmas Day comes around. I'm so excited because I was like, you know what? I can't wait just to open new makeup because I'm a makeup addict. So I go and we're having a lot of fun. We're opening all the presents and we did presents first because we were all gonna go see Graham at the rehab center. So we get through all our presents and I never opened a Sephora box. So I pulled my aunt aside. I'm like, Aunt Sue, I'm like, you know, go see Graham. I'll talk to you about it later, but I have to tell you something. And she's like, what? What's the matter? And I'm like, well, do you want me to tell you now? I'm like, no, I want you to go see Graham and then I'll come back. And she's like, what's the matter? You didn't get something. And I'm like, I never opened a Sephora box. So did you like misplace it or what happened? And she's like, I never got that order. So I go on my Sephora account and it says again, unsuccessful authorization. And I was like, son of a... So they did it to my aunt. Though it wasn't the same as me because she only did free shipping once. Actually, I don't even think she did free shipping because I'm not a Rouge member in that separate account. So she definitely paid for shipping. Honestly, I don't know why they canceled her order, but long story short, they did. And she has been back and forth with them through all this going on with my grandma, but I know 99% she did not get her money back. And like I said, that was the biggest part of my order. That was the only thing that I wanted for Christmas. And the total order came to $700. It was close to $700. And Sephora has $700 of my aunt's money. They said she's on this list again. She's not getting her money back. I don't know what the heck is going on, but I don't understand it, honestly. So The reason why I'm telling you guys this story is to let you know that the only way I'll be able to buy from Sephora and do Sephora hauls in the future is if I go to the store. And I'm also telling the story a little bit because it's always been a story that I wanted to tell you guys. It's a little bit of me venting right now, but honestly, the main purpose of this story is to tell you guys to beware. Beware of Sephora. Beware. I mean, honestly, I buy makeup from a lot of other places. I've never had this happen except for at Sephora. My aunt had it happen at Sephora, and I don't understand what the problem is. So I'm just telling you guys this story to beware. Watch when you buy from Sephora. And the thing is, I've ordered and placed so many orders with Sephora, never had this problem, but myself and my aunt had this problem. My aunt has a different last name than me. She lives in a different town, different place, everything, and it happened to her. The transaction will literally disappear and there's no proof. It's the strangest thing in the world. So, I mean, that's my story. It's a crazy story. It sometimes, and in some ways, I feel like it doesn't make any sense, but I just wanted to put it out there. I mean, with the blush palettes, like, I kind of forgot about it and I forgave them. I'm like, you know what? Just take the $123, that's fine. But the fact that you're stealing $700 from someone for a Christmas present, I mean, of course, they didn't target her specifically, I would hope. But it still is, it's crazy, and it still is mind-blowing to me that this has happened not once, but twice. I don't know if anybody else has had this issue or if you've had any other problems with Sephora, but yeah, it's just me saying just be careful and watch out. So that's it. That's my story, and that's also my haul. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you like this video. I hope to go ahead and do more hauls. I always feel terrible about buying myself stuff, but hopefully that will change in the future. Probably not. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you all, and I'll see you in my next video.